when a peaceful settlement on the edge of a distant moon finds itself threatened by the armies of enemies, a mysterious stranger living among its villagers becomes their best hope for survival. First of all, you can feel right away that this movie really lacks originality. It's derivative as it borrows so much from Star Wars, Seven Samurai, Game of Thrones, Alien, Lord of the Rings, and many more. The setup is actually decent, but in execution it becomes a dull, frustrating, and convoluted mess. The movie settles itself with a parade of exposition right off the bat. The filmmakers value telling over showing, not only when it comes to the elongated speech dumps delivered by the actors, but also in terms of the characters' motivational drives. The film unfurls like a role-playing video game where a deadly protagonist doles out her backstory while collecting allies on a quest for salvation. The relatively simple plot has a one-note ensemble of ragtag fighters that struggle to resonate with the audience. Although the movie is essentially poaching from familiar works, it fails to understand the basic mechanics behind those films when it comes to successful narrative and character function. Even worse, and perhaps more insulting, they repeatedly spell out what's going on as if the audience has forgotten, are not paying attention, or have fallen asleep. The expansive galactic vistas and majestic planetary landscapes are blurry, murky, and rendered with ropey CGI. Everything here is big, corny, and ungainly as the story trudges through formulaic territory. The movie doesn't seem to care about the characters so much, as characters are merely archetypes whose backstories and motivations are divulged through dialogue they typically deliver themselves. The characters are dull, the main character and the gang are not interesting. You don't root for them, and that's a weak foundation to build on. The main character gets a few action-packed flashbacks to go along with the clunky exposition. The supporting characters are unoriginal with poor exposition. The cast has unconvincing chemistry in cardboard interactions that are not interesting. Everybody walks and talks like a robot here, but only some are meant to be read as robotic. The film's production design lacks imagination, while the initially decent action sequences become banal from the excessive use of slow-motion cinematography. We've seen this all before and unfortunately done better. We understand that this is only the first movie, so we must take into consideration this is the first half of a bigger story. That grants some narrative leeway, but this movie is not good in any way. Overall, it's not worth to watch this in theaters. Just wait on your streaming service.